Now we're going to Himalaya.
Okay.
Hands back on. Okay. EakPrasad from Kathmandu, Nepal.
Good morning, distinguished professors from WA University, dignitaries from different countries, my fellow participants. Once again, warm namaskar. It's my great pleasure to present you about Nepal's media systems, journalism practice, political culture, and media policies. Though the time is limited, and I have to cut many slides. Actually, I made this research and slides about a month ago. I don't know how it is, as I forgot my laptop back home because of the papers and books that I packed in my suitcase. Okay, so talking about me, I'm an educator, as Shamor said, is from the land of fire. Maybe I'm from the land of
mountains.
Yeah, ice. So I'm a researcher and writer. I've done researches about half a dozen and got published in periodicals and journals having high impact factors. And I'm a writer too. Till now I have authored 3 books. My debut book, few copies of them are with me. I'll give you a letter. And I also edit the journal Bodhi of my university. You are welcome to send your articles. It's annual, okay, and has gone digital. You can also check it online. And bulletins of the university, I'm responsible for editing monthly bulletin of Kathmandu University. We supervise students' thesis. It's also known as independent study in my university. I make curriculum and evaluate students' work. I'm sorry I don't have video or audio, right? It's quite traditional, but I have my own experiences. This is my university, the administrative building of Kathmandu University Central Campus. That's the logo, you can see, which is quite similar to buildings that I have found in Ohio. And some basic information about Nepal, because of this global village time, we know where is what and who is who, etc. So I think it's not new to you to tell you about Nepal. Still, it's a landlocked country, just between China and India from 3 sides, and it has an area of 147,181 square kilometer with a population of 28.5 million. I took this data from ITU 2012. And talking about features of Nepal, definitely there are mountains. There are 8 top mountains out of 10, besides hundreds of others, including Mount Everest. And though it's a medium-sized country, you have seen the area. There are over 100 ethnic groups and languages. So it's full of diversities. In fact, like in America, but luckily there's no such communal violences or anti-religious sentiments among the people. Though we had faced 10 years long insurgency, Maoist insurgency from 1996 to 2003. That's very important, particularly in media, because that boosted media a lot, because during that period, whenever there was battle between the government forces and the guerrillas, the media persons used to compete to go there and shoot the scene and sell to CNN or other international media. So that way, both local media and national media boomed in Nepal. I was still in cultures, though. After that, flora and fauna. In flora and fauna also, Nepal is very rich. Nepal is the country which has ancient history. Maybe like many Latin American countries, it has thousands of years of independence. Even during 17th century, it wasn't colonized. Though our neighboring country, like India, was colonized by the British, ours was independent. I don't know how, but it was serene. In fact, maybe that was the boon or just ban or curse. We are not developed now. However, we are very rich in flora and fauna. There are a lot of species of animals and plants, and there are 4 World Heritage sites in Nepal, mainly Kathmandu Valley, Sagarmatha National Park, Chitwan National Park, and Lumbini, the birthplace of Lord Buddha. You can see some of the photos there. And interestingly, over 850 species of birds are found in Nepal alone. So for the bird watchers, it's an ideal place. And now I would like to enter to the paradigms of media in Nepal. Actually, the traditional system of communication before 1846 was very interesting. Like either a person who was assigned would go to the hilltop and yell the information to the entire locals, or beat the drum and yell. Okay, that was the system. But when Rana regime began in Nepal, the first Prime Minister of Ranas, Jangabahadur, who visited Europe with invitation by the Queen, he took one hand machine, printing machine. But with the fear of public awareness, he didn't allow publish papers then. But later on, one of his cousins, Dev Samser, he published first newspaper from Nepal. That was, I think, about after 38 years, he entered the hand printing machine, which is called Gidde Press, because it had an icon of eagle. Eagle is equivalent to Gidda in Nepali. So I have divided the media paradigms in these categories. It's not possible to cover all the paradigms. That's why I'll focus only on one, the recent one, that is period following. That is period after the restoration of democracy in 1990, 2005. For your information, Rana regime, which was a family oligarchy that lasted in Nepal for 103 years, and in 1960 Nepal got democracy first, and again after 7-8 years the king couped. He did a coup and got all the powers from the elected prime minister to himself, and again there was control over the media, and that lasted 32 years. So only in 1990 Nepal got democracy once again, and I'm gonna cover after that only. So focusing period after the restoration of democracy in 1990, this phase is the milestone in the history of Nepali journalism, because Nepal got the first constitution people's constitution then, and there were provisions of media and lot of liberal policies under it. So it was drafted. The constitution was drafted in 1991, and that had the provision, and that laid the boom of media in Nepal, and perhaps after that till now it's the golden age in Nepal, though there are some problems still. So till then the mainstream newspapers were only two. One was Gorkhapatra, which was in Nepali. That was the first Nepali newspaper in the history, and second was the Rising Nepal, its English version, which this is younger to Gorkhapatra. However, only two dailies, national dailies were there. However, then came the Kantipur publication with Kantipur and the Kathmandu Post, most probably the most popular media or newspapers in country. They also have FM station and television station, I think, which is more similar to American channels or papers, because from CNN and other media houses they are getting supports. Anyway, that was the breakthrough, and after Kantipur and the Kathmandu Post, other papers, I have not brought all here, other publications followed. For example, this is the one, the Himalayan Times, that was started in 2002, okay, after the Kathmandu Post. After that, there was again tumults, insurgency period, and when the insurgency period ended, when a 12 comprehensive peace deal was made, then Republica got printed, along with his sister edition, Nagari, which is in Nepali. So now you can see many dailies and many other weeklies, okay? There are uncountable ones, and interesting fact is that they are not only related to a party or a politician. There are papers which are pro-ruling parties and anti. That's why you can see all kinds of views and news. However, till 2010, little was happened in the television sector. There was only national channel, Nepal Television. One says that, and there was again blackout in the media system of Nepal for a year or two when King Gyanendra, last king of Shah dynasty, seized power, as his father did few decades back. Okay, and that time Mao's insurgency was at the peak, so journalists were exploited or tortured from both the state and the armed group. As I told you, there was militarization over the news and media houses. Army colonels were posted in each media houses. It was really a really difficult time. Even for a few months, phones were down, and it was quite difficult time, because what King Gyanendra thought was, because of this media, Maoists were getting burst. They were just fueling anti-king or anti-government sentiments among the people. So that was the reason. But the radios of country, that time community radios had already started in Nepal. The first one is Radio Sagarmatha, okay, and there were others. And particularly Kantipur FM was against the king, and perhaps it played the vital role to demolish the king. So media became powerful. You can see it was since its equipments were seized after a raid. It became very angry, and other media houses or the conglomerates joined hands with it, both foreign and Nepalese. After that, then there was comprehensive peace deal in 2006. Now Maoist, along with other parties and King, made a deal to end the 10 years old insurgency. So they signed a deal in Delhi, Delhi, neighboring capital of our country. And interestingly, very historic deals are always signed in India, So India is very, very fond of us. I mean, they are very much careful or loving to us, in fact. And after that, after 2006, there are some improvements in media sector, like minimum wages recommendation commission of the working journalist was fixed then. Similarly, there was clear provision about press freedom in interim constitution. So after that peace deal, the monarchy was uprooted. It was bloodless. I mean, it was a peaceful handover. In fact, the king just held a press conference and declared that he quit the throne because he had got a gift, something from the people, and he was going to return that to the people again. That way, quite dramatic. Though I'm a student of history and literature too, unlike the history I read, it was different. And within a year now, another constitution was written. That was interim constitution of 2008, and that constitution made the policies more liberal. Right. It had started in 1991, but now in the interim constitution there was more freedom for the media and the press, and no journalists were in jail. Various television channels and newspapers also started to come with huge investment. So there are media houses now, very strong, very influential in Nepal. And if we talk about Nepal's journalism practice, it seems it's always in the threads, though we have adapted liberal policies in different periods of times. So armed groups, particularly in the Tarai region, attacked media. It's now a little bit neutralized this time, as there's a call of fresh constitutional assembly poll in Nepal in coming December, and more TV stations and FM radio stations were launched, and I think if I call the number of the FM stations in local level, it's over 500 in the country, having the area 147 1,000 square kilometer. So there are so many FM stations. Similar news channels are coming up. Other types of television, or regional or federal kinds of televisions concepts are there. So it's encouraging. And besides that, dozens of online portals and 10 national dailies, including finance-related broadsheets, got added. And the media is not only getting political, it is getting identified with one or other party or with one or the other polarized groups in politics. Ghimiri 2013. I think I have already explained you. So it's not only government controlled media. Unlike in the past, there are different. In spite of peace occurred and interim constitution, political uncertainty prevail all around Nepal. So that is our bad luck. Though we have thousands of years history, so many resources, and peace-loving people, hardworking people. Still, there's always instability in the center, political instability in the center. To tell you the truth, since 2008, 2007, when monarchy was uprooted, we have already seen 7-8 prime ministers, and now maybe it's a surprise to you. The political leaders have realized that they failed to show good governance. That's why they agreed to form a government, interim government, under the leadership of the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, and now former or even incumbent Supreme Court judge is heading the government, and that's formed to hold election, fair elections. And hatred and intolerance towards dissenting views define one party's relation with others. Well, yes, we have different views and views. That's good, but the problem is, just partisan journalism. Now, there's hatred and there's unhealthy competitions between different politicians and the leaders. And we don't know which one is right, which one is wrong. It's quite chaotic. I'll skip that, okay? And this is the photo, I think, which shows the situation of the Nepalese journalist in Nepal, okay? And I would like to quote one incident which happened recently. Actually, one of the dozens of journalists were killed or butchered during insurgency, 10 years old insurgency by both forces. And the culprits of one of the journalists was named, charge-sheeted, okay, only few months back. And the ruling party was Maoist then, before this formation of this government. And the culprit was Maoist, one of Maoist cadre, okay, Nepal Communist Party Maoist cadre. So there was pressure from the center to withdraw the case. Actually, the journalist named Dikendra Thapa was buried alive, right? And the culprits were identified by the victim's family and the friends, and he was charge-sheeted. He accepted that he did it, okay, because the journalist denied to do whatever he wanted. But the center forced the local authority that finally they, I think, withdrew the case. Such a severe case. So that's the case. So that incident, I think, tells you a lot. And there's a necessity to discuss and review situation of ethical practices. So another issue is ethical practices. So yes, there are many papers, many channels, many portals. However, how much ethical they are? The editors, the journalists themselves, and also the owners. So that's also a big question. And talking about the policy, I have already told you there are excellent policies which might have been influenced by from different democratic countries all over the world. The problem is implementation in its practice. This is continued Interim Constitution of Nepal 2008. That's just repetition, I think. And there are other policies like Right to Information Act 2009. Similarly, Nepal Press Freedom has quoted this. Constitutional guarantee of freedom of press and expression in the Interim Constitution 2009 have been the remarkable achievement added in Nepal press. And there are other policies. I think I've covered that. And interestingly, till now, most media houses have journalists who were not from journalism background. Okay, but now there are more schools, particularly high schools and bachelor level colleges and master courses in Nepal, and one of the colleges have already started development journalism also. But it is also not new. Media education in Nepal is also not new. It is started in 1976 first, but it has got boom recently. That's the fact. However, while quantitative growth continues, attention has now shifted to the questions of quality and credibility of Nepal's media. So this is the quotation I took from Media Foundation Nepal 2012. And my conclusion, after 1990s movement, Nepal saw a golden era of media practices. However, credibility, accuracy, and balance are yet to be established. That's the challenge. So I have some recommendations also. Maybe this is for short-term objectives. Campaigning for CA election, Constitutional Assembly election. And for your information, there was Constitutional Assembly earlier in 2008. Okay. After that election, then Guerrilla Maoist became the largest party in the CA. However, they couldn't make constitution even after extending periods for 3-4 times. So it was dissolved by then Prime Minister Mr. Baburam Bhattarai, Dr. Baburam Bhattarai. So still that's why media has to play a great role to hold a fair and productive CA election. Similarly, educate media professionals as maximum existing ones are from non-media backgrounds still. Those who are leading journalists are from either political science or engineering or other backgrounds. Make media houses more inclusive. Like, they have to include the marginalized, or the Dalits, Muslim, Janjatis, women, and Madhesis, people of plain or Tarai. Practice ethical journalism, shunning partisan practices, and revise the curricula, also including local knowledge, is what we need, rather than just copying in Nepal till now. Okay. I don't know why, because that's the case. Even if investment comes in Nepal, it comes indirectly. For example, this paper, okay, the Himalayan Times, and it has sister publication, Annapurna Post. You can find online, right, if you are interested. Interestingly, most of the local media also have gone online. Forget about the national dailies. So it is called, the company of this is EakPrasad House, which is again funded by the Indians indirectly, right? So till now, I don't think there's foreign investors friendly policy or law in our country.
Who owns the Nepal One television channel?
Which
Nepal
one? Nepal One
television channel.
That's also similar case. There's no clear-cut, definition or the solid person or company just investing there. We can't say that's Indian. Yes, there are Indian supports mainly from Doordarshan perhaps, but this is Nepalese channel.
We're done.
They were broadcasting from India, from Delhi. I have seen their office and their studio in Delhi, where even the Nepali journalists were working, and it was broadcasted to Nepal. I don't know right now what is the situation.
Could be, because we don't have our satellite, that's the reason. So other channels are taking help of Thailand Bangkok is their station for their satellite. So maybe one is in India.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, and can we get another round of applause?